All right, everyone. Welcome to our July call. I know it's a busy weekend. Thanks for taking time to be on. Our goal is to give you to give you a little bit of a highlights from last month, but also talk about what's coming up this month so you have it all and you're ready to go and we're all on the same page. So Melissa, why don't you take it away with some recognition?
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here with you. And it was such a crazy month with finally the release of the sunscreen line and also the surprise BOGOs. Hello, June. I'm like, wait, it can't be happening. It's June. I didn't believe Amy when she reached out to me. So with all of that going on, we had a great month and I'm really honored to recognize all of our achievements. And I just wanted to say that we had a bunch of enrollments. So Amy Baumitz, Emily Rashid, Amy Krull, and Jerry Hoffman each had one enrollment. So congratulations, guys. And Laura Whipperman had 3. So congratulations, Laura. And I had 5. But 2 of those, I have to say, some of those were enrollments. I mean, were orphans being shared. Yeah. But yeah. So congratulations, guys, way to go. And do you remember that doTERRA had that really fun enrollment incentive in April, May, and June, and it was called Gather and Give. And the idea was gather people in and help them get enrolled, help them to get these amazing products, and then doTERRA would give them 50 points after their first order of 100 PV via LRP. So we had some qualifiers in that, and I'm delighted to announce that Laura Whipperman won a Yarrow Palm serum. Congratulations. And Emily and I each did 2. And because we had 5 enrollments, Emily and I each got the Rose Essence Mist. So you're gonna have to come see me and try it out. Okay, let's do that. And so remember, if you did enroll somebody this month, remember that you need to follow up with them and help them understand the value of a loyalty rewards program or a wellness box so that they can put in their 100 PV order and get 50 back by the end of next month. Okay, so I would encourage you to do that. And I'm delighted to tell you that doTERRA did like an extension, but not really. They're doing a whole new set of 3 months in a whole new Gather and Give. So it will be July, August, and September. And with 3 100 or more enrollments, you will get the Bubble Diffuser. Hello, everybody wants one of those fun little motion sensitive diffusers and a Motivate oil. And with 5 enrollments, you get those 2 things, and they're still offering the Rose Essence Mist. Mm-hmm. So if you didn't get to it, I encourage you to give it a whirl for the next 3 months. If you want to strategize or talk about if that's something that you'd really like to go for, ask me or Amy, ask somebody to help you. We would be happy to help you do that.
Thanks, Melissa. Thank you for explaining that too. I had missed that it was brand new. I thought it was an extension, but I see. So that was helpful when you explained that for us all. Miranda, why don't you go ahead and talk about the product of the month, please?
Wonderful. Yes, the product of the month is Cypress. I actually have it diffusing behind me right now with grapefruit. It is so really uplifting, but also balancing to the emotions. I always look up in the emotional book. I say the emotional book, the Essential Emotions book. I just want to see what we're talking about, like what's the free product of the month. And when you place a 125 PV order on or before the 15th of July, you get this Cypress free, a 15 milliliter bottle of Cypress free. But it is the oil of motion and flow. So if you're feeling stuck, or your clients or somebody or customers or people that you're giving aroma touch to, or massage, you know what I'm saying, the other one, Symphony of the Cells to, it's very helpful. Or just your own or children massage, it's helpful and for me, this is helpful too, to let go of control, to release, to let go of trying to force everything to happen and just really get out of the way. And I know Melissa too, and I can't remember if it was last month, a couple months ago, you're like, Cypress. And I'm like, I forgot about Cypress. And it was so helpful to just sniff it and smell it. And even diffusing it right now, it reminds me of a good cleaner, but like a very low key cleaner. But anyway, let's go. doTERRA's sources their Cypress in Kenya. And just a few things. Remember, it's invigorating, like clean, like piney, but then it grounds the emotions. It balances out emotions. So it's a neat one. If you have not tried this in a while, I just tell you, like, get it out and just use it. if not clean with it, just get it in the diffuser. I have it with grapefruit. And also it used to, I had to say this and I'm like, is this really true? It believed to bring comfort to those grieving. So cypress trees were commonly planted by headstones in old cemeteries. So, I mean, I love how people use the gifts from the earth, but I was like, really? Really good for healing wounds and infections. I'll make like cuts, you know, what I'm with that. And then I will post in the chat some diffusing blends that I found that I really like. I'm doing the cypress and grapefruit, but I really liked it. So I'll post that. Also, our cypress trees, or the cypress trees, can live for up to hundreds of years. And I just love the, that to me says grounding, says cleansing, purifying, and then just really stability. But remember, let go of control, let it flow, and get out of the way. That's all I got.
Thanks, Mer. That's awesome. I always hook everybody on this, like sleeping through the night with less bathroom trips with cypress. So some over your pubic bone before you go to bed. You can do a roller for littles who might have an issue like with staying dry all night, or potty training. So anyway, that's like one of my favorite hacks about that one for sure. So Lindsay has bad reception and she was going to talk with us about the 10% off product of the month, which is oregano. So I think it's like around 22, sorry, it's the discounted price is up in the pinned post in Fierce Oilers. I did that on the first and then it's been out of my mind, but I was looking through some of the notes of what I was going to share like throughout the month as far as tips on it. Like, so why does somebody want oregano, right? Like, so how are we going to help our people with understanding, grab this, it's on sale. Well, I still feel like people are very interested in the reality that threats are still high, and are really thinking about their immune systems year round. So this is one of those where I always say to people, you might not need it every day, but when you need it, you are glad you have it. You want this on hand to reach for. I do like often refer to it as nature's antibiotic. If you feel uncomfortable with that terminology, that's okay. But I think that helps us all understand its potency and its effectiveness. I think it's super significant for warts. You know, they talk about just taking a toothpick or a Q-tip and just dabbing not on a surrounding area, just directly on it, and how effective that is. I was also thinking, I know my mom has a great testimony. There's going to be some like project broadcast outlines coming up. And even if you don't use project broadcast, I would use the outlines, or, you know, like use some of that material for sharing. So my mom has a good way that it's been used. And then, one other tip I was going to give you on it is, the emotional component. It's the oil of humility and non-attachment, which like, it's kind of interesting. So if you have your emotions book, it's worth reading about, but that one is 10% off this whole month. And if you want to support your customers or reach out to people who would be really interested, those are a couple of tips on that. Next up was Lindsay King. Okay. So oil of the month, who knows what the oil of the month is?
Rescuer.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Okay, Rescuer is up next. So for July, thank you, Jerry. So remember, this is from the kids line. It's deep blue for little kids, but it's effective for all ages. And personally, one of, I think it's really great to have a pain alternative. We know we've got copaiba and turmeric, but that's like ready to go in a roller that's not minty. All right. So there are some people who would just, for whatever reason, are going to want to reach for maybe a non-minty alternative here. So we're going to be talking about that all month. Our call is on the 18th, right? At 8 p.m. And I'm going to put the sign up sheet in the chat, but it's also in the team app. So if you can grab a slot and share, if you want to sign up for something and you're like, I don't know what to share for it, that's okay. Reach out and ask, we'll help you. Melissa, can you share about what CE classes are coming up, please?
Yeah, so we're doing something. Are you going to explain a little bit the different thing we're doing? And I'm just going to talk about the actual classes upcoming, or how do you want me to?
Sure, I can fill in on that either way.
Okay, so I did the CE this Saturday just passed. I think that's yesterday. And I did Symphony of the Cells, and Bad Bob was my model. And I only cried once during that. I thought I did a pretty good job. So Lindsay King is on the 9th. You'll have to watch it to find out why I cried. Lindsay King's on the 9th, and she's doing essential skincare. Thanks, Linz. And Emily is on the 16th. She's doing nutrition and supplements. Lindsay, again, is up on the 23rd for women's health and hormones. And Amy Baumitz is doing the nutrition line on the 30th. So thank you all of you who have even not I mean, I'm saying in the past have signed up, and in this upcoming month. We appreciate you, and people really love hearing from each one of you. Your voice is important in this group.
Mhm. Thanks, Mom. So one of the things I was looking at, I map out 3 months at a time for CE and kind of like topically schedule out the topics. And we, at the end of July, are finishing a cycle of 9 classes. So technically we would be starting over our cycle with I Have My Oils Now What, on the first Saturday of August. And I felt like it might be a good idea to take a summer break. So, because we do that in December, it's like really busy around the holiday. So what we're going to do, instead of CEs on Saturday morning, we can resume, in September, or even after convention in September. We'll figure that out. But awesome August, we're going to call it Awesome August. And what I'm going to do is, I'm like, how do I deliver this well? So if you're in our Fierce Leader text thread, if you're getting texts, you are going to have at least one day to post anything you want on, right? So it might be like, you might look at the sheet. I'm going to have to come up with the sheet, whatever. And Miranda, you might look at it and be like, oh, August 9th is my day. And you might look at your calendar and be like, I'm so busy that day, I don't want to be thinking about it. And so you can go in whenever you want and schedule a post to go out on the 9th about whatever you want. Whatever you want. It could be an oil testimony. It could be, here's a diffuser blend I'm loving. How about like the worst mistake you ever made with your oils? It can be a question. It could be whatever you want. Maybe you look at your calendar and you're like, oh, August 9th is available. I'd really love to do a live video that day. Then great, do a live video. So I will be giving people days, and then it will be up to you to share however you want, because I just think it will be really fun to hear from different people, different things all month long is my vision with that. So stay tuned on that. I will assign you a day. Some of you might get 2, but I think it will be really fun. If you have questions about it, of course, reach out. Jerry, do you want to share a little bit about doTERRA's son?
Sure will. So as all of us, I've been, hold on. My son's trying to FaceTime from Michigan. Hold on.
doTERRA calling her.
Right. So excited about this. I know we've all been waiting a long time, and I haven't gotten mine yet, but I can't wait. So the thing to know is the difference. So today I was at a pool party, and my brother's one of my doTERRA customers. They said, okay, Jerry, now why should I get the sunscreen products? My dermatologist has got me all set up with this and that. I said, okay, so well, the difference between many sunscreen products is that they're chemical based, and doTERRA has worked hard to come up with these great formulas. So these are mineral based, which means that the mineral based sunscreen products reflect the sun, whereas the chemical ones absorb the rays and then sometimes break down into free radicals. So that doesn't happen with mineral based, the sunscreen products that doTERRA has. So there's the lotion and there's the spray, and those have the same oils in them. There's the top 3 heroes, which are frankincense. Oh, where is that? Oh, well, I forgot. But there's 6 oils in there, but then there's also avocado oil, and they're all have a coconut base in them as well, coconut oil. And then there's some esters in there as well. And they're lean cream formulas. They're vegan friendly and anti-cruelty conscious. They don't leave a residue, and they're protective as well as restorative. So what's in there is the nano zinc oxide, and that's in the sticks. So we've got lotion, which has a flip top cap. We have a spray, which is 360, so you can go any way you want and get it into any place that's sometimes challenging to get into. And the difference between those and the stick is the stick also has shea butter in it and cocoa butter, and that's a 45. The lotion and the spray are 30. So, and then the stick is 45. So what I was listening to part of the training on this from doTERRA, and what some will do is they'll put the lotion, which is for face or body, same thing with the spray, put your makeup on if you wear makeup, and then you can put your stick over it, and it has kind of like a sheen to it, so it gives an extra glow. Can't wait to try all 3 of these. Now the After Sun spray comes out next month.
Thanks, Jerry. That was perfect. I was like a big one to tackle. Yeah, there is that training that I'm like, it's on my list. I want to do it, but that I think is good. My mom has notes from listening to the call on it as well. My little bag hangs over there. I took it to the beach today. I had people trying it and asking about it. And I just think that they seem to me to be really high quality products. Like, this is not my realm of expertise by any means. I wouldn't say sunscreen is, but if you look in Fierce Oilers, Kara is one of our customers who's an esthetician. She has been for 15 years. And she is like, this is really nice stuff we are working with here. She was really impressed. So that says something to me too. Okay. How about Melissa? Do you want to talk? Did I ask you to talk about convention?
No?
So the biggest things about convention, if you haven't grabbed a ticket yet and you're thinking about it, let us know, talk to us, right? We're figuring out lodging and all the moving parts. If you haven't gotten one of the live stream tickets, I think $35 for that one option, grab one. I think it's a really great value. I know there might be some like Midwest local meetings happening for some a convention party. And so stay tuned on that. But I just want to make sure that we're all remembering that convention is coming. It's like July, which means it's almost August, which means it's almost September. So it's an exciting time, but just remember that is coming down the pipeline. I looked for an Empowered Success call, and it would be tomorrow that they would be doing it, and I haven't seen anything. So I'll post it in the team app if I see any details on Empowered Success. Have you seen anything about the call, Mom?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So that is that. Oh, did you guys see that Serenity is new? So I remember how they did that video about how like vanilla has changing some of the blends. Citrus Bliss, we've already got the new one. So the new Serenity is here now. And it wasn't as, anyway, I think public as the Citrus Bliss change. But basically, the new vanilla is in there, and they did make some changes. And I just think it's I don't have a new bottle yet, but I posted the ingredient comparison in Fierce Oilers. But the old one was lavender, cedarwood, hoewood, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla, and sandalwood. The new one is lavender, cedarwood, coriander, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, sandalwood, tonka bean, and the vanilla absolute. So it will, if you have customers asking you about that, or if that comes up, or if you want to see if you can put one on your next order, maybe one of us can, to see what that's like. And what I've been doing, even with as these new changes are rolling out, there was that video, it's up on YouTube, it's in our team app, when like that changes first went out, where they talk really extensively about why the changes were made and how they feel about them. And I think it's, if you have somebody who's like unsure, like, why is this, what's going on, that's a really good thing to reference. I think it's really helpful. Laura Shields is on with us, and I asked her to share a little bit about the Aroma Touch hand technique class that she just did. She's okay.
Let's
hold on.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Mhm.
Okay, sorry. I'm on my phone. I never do this on my phone, I guess. So yeah, I did an Aroma Touch class with my chiropractor that's in Wausau, so not too far. And so it was a class that Amy thankfully let me borrow some stuff, like her little kit that she had purchased. I did some research online with like I like randomly found like Dr. Hill's like original maybe talk about this quite a long time ago. I found it like randomly online, grabbed some notes from there. And then also on doTERRA's website, they actually, again, like if you type in Aroma Touch hand technique doTERRA, they'll bring it up to their website and have like a PowerPoint that you can talk through, and a handout, some really great stuff, some little videos that break down all the different hand movements. I think it's more so of a class of like how to teach your like sharers, how to teach like other people to teach it. But I basically just broke it down for a class. So I kind of compiled those few things into like showing them different movements and why we would use the hand touch and how you can use it. I use it a lot for my daughter, who is 6, and she just is a high touch kid. She loves anything like massage and calming. And so it's something that we do at bedtime. And so that's kind of how we started with it. And it just felt like it would be a really good like thing to teach other moms of kids, of littles, but really just something really sweet and genuine you can do for a lot of people. I've used it just kind of here and there with even people who I know are grieving or just going through a really hard time. And it's been a really precious way just to connect with them. So I did the class. It went really well. Melissa and Amy were there as well. Thank you guys for being there for support. And yeah, I don't know. I'm still like, I think processing it because it was a busy week last week of kind of how it went. I think overall it went really good. And the family that was there that I was able to connect with it was a really sweet thing for this mom and this daughter as well. So I'm going to do another one of those in a couple of weeks here at my home and kind of do it again and hopefully like learn and tweak a few things. I also was able to use Melissa's awesome products and the things that you guys have created for doing like a make and take. So I had like the spa things for people to make as well. But yeah, I think it was a really good thing. I'm excited to learn how to do it more with like each class. I think I've heard Amy and Melissa say how like some people just use it at every class. It's like the beginning, like come in, get comfortable, pick an oil, pick a friend, learn how to do this and just like give each other a massage while you're kind of like waiting and getting started. I think I would like to incorporate that into like more of my classes as we go forward. But this was kind of just like an intro of like, what is the hand massage? How do you use it? Kind of a thing. So yeah, I don't know. Is that good?
That's perfect. I thought that was great. Yeah, Laura did such a good job in it. If you think about the different like application classes that we teach, you've got like symphony cells, like pretty like not intense, but kind of. And then you've got aroma touch technique, also kind of intense. And if you're going to include a demo in those, like you have somebody getting undressed essentially, right? So you're figuring out logistics. Is everyone comfortable? How does that all work? And so I think aroma touch hand technique, whether it's just at the beginning of a class or the whole class, I thought it was amazing, is such a great way to still teach them an effective application and have that experience. And it's like, just like keeps it right here. And so I thought that was really neat. I pulled up the handout because I think it was worth it. And if anybody wants this, but this is what Laura had printed off. And it was helpful to kind of have that as a reference. She didn't even play the video. Like we talked about being able to play the video. So I thought it was really well done. One other thing from our time with Laura that I think is a recurring theme, but our time with Laura in that chiropractor's office brought it back up, that when we're connecting with people and like we're working with busy people, trying to reach busy people, going to where they already are, right? Not making an extra trip into their schedule, an extra thing. That's why sometimes when my mom and I do things at the coffee shop, we do it when it's their busiest time and people aren't coming back out or they're already coming in for school pickup or drop off. And so Laura and Sarah is the owner of the chiropractic office, talked about like, could there be a customer appreciation morning, like where people are already coming in for their adjustment and they can receive an aroma touch hand technique or an oil experience or even a this or that drop, right? Do you want something uplifting or calming, like Laura Whipperman with the this or that? And so I think just that reminder for us all, especially in the summertime, to go to where the people are. Go to the beach, sit there, put your sunscreen on. Go to the fireworks, sit there, put your bug spray on. I was at a story hour and Zella was having a hard time and she put on Itch Stick and she actually took it back with their spot to her. But I had 3 moms smell it independently in different areas. We were outdoors and asked me like, what's on her? What is that? So just the reminder of where you are, what you're doing, use them and engage in that already exists. Because I think that works for all of us who are busy. It works well for us too. Okay. Quick reminder, tomorrow night, no, not tomorrow night, Tuesday night, we're going to do our project broadcast call, 8 p.m., this same Zoom link. So if you can be on there, we're going to work on scheduling out our contact for the month and collaborating. Sometimes I come with like a lot of bundle codes ready to go. I will be working on them probably, but we can work together and get our stuff out to our customers. What we'll do is we'll just stay on for a little bit. If anyone has questions or something else they'd like to share, like, hey, this is going really well right now. I think it would be interesting. I don't know if Allie's willing to share about what she's been up to, or what she's been working on. It's okay if you don't, I can share for you. But Allie is on with us tonight, and she's doing a good job, like beginning her doTERRA journey in a way that works well for where she's at in life right now. So we can just hang on, unmute yourself if you want, share away. And that's what I have for you tonight. Atlas is like a nightmare, she says. Do you want me to share for you? Can I share on your behalf? So Allie and her husband and her son live out in Nevada, and so she's had her oils, I guess it's like 2 years now, and she's been interested in sharing them and figuring that out. And she's just, been pregnant, had a lot going on. She's got a very full plate. And so one of the things that has transpired on their journey with Atlas is, I don't know the best way to say it. He has like episode seizures, and they've been navigating that as a family, how to care for him. And so now, like Allie is, she has somebody coming into her home to help train one of her dogs to be like, that thing, right, where they help. She's taking him to a ranch where there are horses that are helpful for him. And so she is all of a sudden branched out into all these new groups of people, essentially. Service job training, thank you, praise the Lord. So what she's doing is finding ways to, like, her young mom life is not like bopping out and about at the pool right now. It's like on hands on deck with like medical professionals and a team to care for Atlas. And so she's figuring out and navigating how to bring oils into those spaces. I'm like bopping around at story hour with an itch stick, and she's like changing people's lives in like, by sharing her story of what this has been like for her as a mom and how to help her little one. So I just think what she's up to is really neat, and she's passionate about it, and she's kind of like forging a new path because there aren't a lot of resources on this. So that's how she's meeting people where they're at and meeting herself where she's at in her season. So I just kind of wanted to share on her behalf on what she's up to. And that's Allie there if you see her around. But that is, I think worth sharing. So thanks for letting me share on your behalf.
I wanted to share about something that happened with me with I was carrying the skincare line with me. The other day I unpacked it and I thought, I'm just going to carry it with me. Maybe I'll run into somebody. Literally 10 minutes later, almost ran into a pickup truck on my bike. And there was a little conflagration, and then I realized it was my neighbor, and she rolled down the window, and we had a good laugh over it. And the sunscreen line came up, and I was like, oh, I have it with me. And she's like, you have it with me? I'm like, oh yeah, it's right here. Pulled it out, and she said she's been wearing a prescription sunscreen since she was 16. And because she has an autoimmune disease that is like Bob's, where she can have no sunlight. And she's like, I don't even know what's in this stuff. It's nasty. And so she took pictures of my 3 products I had with me with her phone. And then she tried them all on. And she was so excited. And I was like, gosh, I just, as a last minute, thought I'm going to put these in my bag just in case somebody wants to see. So you're bopping around. She's dealing with medical issues, and I'm getting run over on my bike.
What's your sunscreen? A little bag that it comes in though has been amazing. I don't know if that will be, is that available now, or was that just with the liter bundle? I know, sorry guys, but if you have a bag to put it in, seriously, I don't know, it's just me, I'm gonna go grab it.
It's a great season to carry around your sunscreen though, that when you do get it, carry around an itch stick, and like a lavender. You'd be surprised how much you can use those. I've got fireworks going off like outside my window.
Well, they're here too. So yeah, it's like, so just even the whole premise, I hadn't really thought about carrying like my sun care products. I don't usually have that with me in a bag, but basically, I haven't even tried the spray yet. I'm like, it's so beloved, don't touch it. The girls love the stick very much so. And then they really like just being able to put the lotion on too. Zella goes, I put some in her hand, she goes, and she goes running into the water. Like, not quite. It has a really subtle smell. It has a really subtle smell. I do think that Jerry is right, that there's more than just the 3 oils, but everywhere I read, I only see frankincense, helichrysum, and carrot seed. and I feel like I must be smelling the carrot seed the most. But
I
it's
asked Bob to smell them for me because I got absolutely nothing. And he said it's very light.
so light. It's like maybe just a hint citrusy, which
Uh-huh.
I think is interesting. But it's really nice. Yeah, I had my friend Catherine smell them at the beach, and she's like, "That's a really nice fragrance, just like very low key, but very nice."
Mhm, mhm. And I
Um,
appreciate Jerry explaining how to use it for that glow. Like it does, that stick especially has a really nice little glow to it. So I had been putting it on underneath my makeup. Maybe I'll start trying it over my makeup. But Bob's using it and enjoying it as well. And he feels safe out. I just posted in Fierce Oilers for you the picture of the leader's husband who let her do like a crazy lines all over his back with the stick, and then he laid out in the sun so he could show us how it works. It's
That it
pretty
works.
cool.
That's a good husband. I printed off the pips because I felt like it was helpful. It was hard for me to understand with like 4 different products. I know we can't get the after sun spray yet, but like all the different things. So I would imagine the training would probably be helpful too, but this is what I had time for. So I've just kind of been looking at them and trying to get a better understanding, but
I wanted to ask Jerry if she's still here, if she could share she's made it through the entire Aroma Touch training certification online. And I just wanted to ask you, if you could just take a minute or two, Jerry, if you're still there, and tell us about that. Hmm. Maybe she can do a post.
I'll have her, yeah, post something, or
She said it was really good.
she can send me something and I can put it in the team app too, or she could put it in the text group. Either's fine.
Okay.
I just realized my computer's about to die. Okay. All right. So have a wonderful and safe 4th. And then maybe we'll see you guys on Tuesday night for some project broadcasts. So I'm scheduling out some fun stuff. And I will answer your question in a second, Ellie. That's a good question. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.